Garfield neighborhood in downtown Phoenix, home to hipsters, ASU students, and artists. It's a patchwork of remodeled 100-year-old bungalows, all of them now stamped with pretty high price tags. After decades of decay, the neighborhood now coming into its own. But as ABC 15's Courtney Holmes shows us in tonight's Two Americas report, it's a delicate balance, maintaining progress while keeping its character.
The Garfield neighborhood has had to recover from a lot, from violence to interstates, even investors. It's a recovery that's been ongoing for some 30 years, and they're now reaping the benefits.
We're looking at 10th Street and Pierce, in the heart of the Garfield Historic District back in 2016. This is what it looks like today. The American Way Grocery now houses Gallo Blanco. Partner and executive chef Carlos Diaz says the decision to move the restaurant here 4 years ago was an easy one.
We can see a lot of, the potential around this area.
They wanted to have a stake in this community's rebound.
A lot of people from the neighborhood just come and dine in on a daily basis.
Sáquese el agua.
Carmen Morales and her brother say Garfield is looking more like the neighborhood she moved into in 1972.
Era un barrio muy tranquilo, era un barrio muy bonito, muy limpio.
She and her husband raised their 4 children here and watched as the neighborhood deteriorated.
Los cambios empezaron a verse a finales de los 70s, temprano los 80. Cuando se empezaron a ver las pandillas, ya no era tan tranquilo, se empezó a decaer el barrio, ya no se veía igual, estaba más sucio, había crimen de todo tipo, ¿no?
Bounded by 7th and 16th Streets, Interstate 10 to Van Buren, Garfield was one of the oldest neighborhoods in Phoenix, and for many years was one of the most neglected. After the completion of I-10 by the mid-90s, it was one of the most violent areas in the city of Phoenix.
It was bad.
So how did Garfield go from one of the worst neighborhoods in the city to one that businesses want to be in, and one that need at least $400,000 to buy into? It started with the artists.
Van Buren was the red light district. It was the red light district.
Dana Johnson is with All One House Foundation in Garfield. It's downtown Phoenix's first art gallery, around since 1971. By the mid-'80s,
it was scary for our patrons to come down here and park in this neighborhood. And so that was one of the impetus that All One House got out of our strictly arts box and started getting involved in the community.
A neighborhood organization was formed.
That's when the city kind of came in and worked with us.
A neighborhood plan in '92, a redevelopment plan in '99, using federal grants for new builds, rehabbing blighted homes, and tearing down the ones that couldn't be saved.
It was a really good program that went on for about a decade.
ASU moving downtown helped bring students here to live. But during the 2008 housing crisis, progress nearly fell apart.
Housing properties went down to nothing, and they were bought up by investors.
Now, as housing prices continue to rise, it's no longer gangs, Johnson fears.
You're going to buy these houses, you'll put a new painted coat on it.
It's investors.
And charge twice the amount of rent that it did, 2 years ago. That's not building our community, that's just taking advantage of people.
The neighborhood, a constant work in progress as it moves on from its painful past to forge a better future. For Chef Carlos and those who have committed to this community, that future is now.
A lot of people is going to stay here for a long, long time.
In Garfield neighborhood, Courtney Holmes, ABC 15, Arizona.